Welcome to Uttar Pradesh, the land of Buddha. Uttar Pradesh, the land of the Tathagat, has always enchanted me, and today I embark on a journey across the state, covering all the pilgrim places related to Lord Buddha. It's going to be a wonderful journey, a journey into the past, a journey in search of truth, peace and tranquility. I can feel the vibe and I can hear the echoes of Buddham, Sharanam, Gacchami. The first halt of my pilgrimage is the ancient city of Kosambi. During the time of Buddha, Kosambi was the capital of the powerful Vats kingdom. It was a prosperous and wealthy city and an important trade route due to its connectivity with the river Yamuna. During those days, rivers were an important means of transportation of goods to conduct business and trade. The legendary king Udayan was the ruler of the city, and his queen Syamavati was an ardent follower of Shakyamuni. I am standing here at Goshitaram Vihar. This place was constructed by a leading businessman named Goshitaram, who invited Lord Buddha to this monastery at Kosambi. Lord Buddha is said to have come here, stayed and preached during the 6th and 9th Vasavas. It is here that quarrels broke out between different monks in Buddha's presence, which is why he left, forcing his disciples to sort out their differences. Goshitaram Vihar is the only monastery found so far in excavation. However, Buddhist texts mention two other monasteries, Kukkotaram Vihar and Pavarikaram Vihar. This is the Ashoka pillar at Kosambi. The modern emperor Ashoka the Great erected this pillar to commemorate Lord Buddha's visit. Near the ruins of Kosambi, I visited a village. Walking through this village is like meditation. Live purely, be quiet, do your work with mastery, like the moon comes out from behind the clouds and shines. Gautam Buddha. Whether you're a pilgrim or a tourist, the beautiful shrine of the Sri Lankan monastery is worth visiting in Kosambi. Now I am heading towards the birthplace of Dhamma and Sangha, Sarnath. Sarnath is one of the 4 holy places associated with Lord Buddha. It is here that Tathagat preached his first sermon to his 5 erstwhile companions, laying the foundation to the very first Buddhist sung. From here, Buddhism rose to prominence and spread across various empires within India and beyond these borders. Dharmarajika Stupa was built by Emperor Ashoka to enshrine the relics of Lord Buddha. Emperor Ashoka opened 7 relic stupas and collected relics to build thousands of other stupas, and Dharmarajika Stupa is one of them. The remains of Dharmarajika Stupa bear testimony to the fact that originally it was a huge stupa. Even today, pilgrims don't forget to offer prayers here, and its glory still remains the same in the reverence of devotees. Namo Buddhaya. These are the remnants of a 15.25 meter high monolithic Ashokan pillar built by the Mauryan emperor. It was once surmounted by a 4-adosed lion capital. It has 3 inscriptions in the early Mauryan Brahmi script. Gandhkuti is a remnant of a huge temple, which perhaps marks the spot where Lord Buddha would sit in meditation. Its thick walls were obviously meant to support a lofty superstructure. It appears the temple was built during the Gupta period. A 7th century Chinese traveller, Yun Sang, has described Sarnath as a prominent Buddhist study center with more than 1,500 monks residing here. Archaeological remains of once huge structures strengthen this fact. Dozens of votive stupas, shrines like Panchayatan Temple, are spread across the complex. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience being here. So majestic, so peaceful. Dhamek Stupa, earlier known as Dharmachakra Stupa. It perhaps marks the spot where Lord Buddha preached his first sermon. The grandeur and hugeness of Dhameka Stupa seems to reflect the splendor of Buddhism. It is a massive brick structure which seems incomplete when observed from the top. Circumambulating the path of this pre-Ashokan ancient stupa was like walking under the shade of Lord Buddha. Chokandi Stupa nearby is also not less important. It is built at the place where Tathagat met his first disciples on his way to Sarnath. The octagonal brick tower was added during the Mughal period. The grace of Sarnath is enhanced by the presence of international monasteries representing the architecture of their respective countries. Like Japanese, Thai, Sri Lankan, and many more. This monastery of the Mahabodhi Society was established by Annagarika Dharmapala, a Sri Lankan aristocrat, in 1891. He is considered a true bodhisattva for his effort to revive Buddhism in the region and introduce it to the West. The beats of a huge drum and unique rituals at the Japanese monastery were soul-enriching. It felt like soaking in a sea of tranquility. Awake. Be the witness to your thoughts. You are what observes, not what you observe. Visiting the Vajra Vidya Institute at Sarnath was an out-of-the-world experience. I was fortunate That karma permitted me to spend some time with the students. And I was informed that these students came from different countries of the world to study Buddhist philosophy. It was a nice and pleasant morning with the kids and staff of the Tibetan Vajravidya Institute. And now I'm headed to Kushinagar. Kushinagar, earlier known as Kushinara, was the ancient tribal capital of Mallas. It is one of the 4 most important places in Buddhism and has the most important sites representing the last days of Lord Buddha, and all the sites are within walking distance of the hotels in the area. The Mata Kuan Shrine houses a large statue of Buddha carved out of a single block of blue stone. It is here that Buddha gave his last speech. It is said that during his speech, Buddha asked a disciple to fetch some drinking water from a nearby river. When the disciple returns, Buddha finds some impurities in the water and instructs him to go a little farther and get water from the deeper section of the river. He then compares this pure water to how we should look deep within ourselves to find clarity of thought and purity of our soul. The main Nirvana Stupa and the Mahaparinirvana temple form the focus of the extensive excavations in this area. It is here that Buddha took his last breath and attained parinirvana on the full moon day of the Vaishakha month. The Nirvana Shrine houses a colossal sandstone statue of Lord Buddha in a reclining pose, depicting the Mahaparinirvana of Lord Buddha. Ramapar Stupa, also known as Mukut Bandhan Chaitya, is situated near a pond called Ramapar and is the cremation place of Lord Buddha. As you can see, it has a huge circular drum resting on an even larger circular plinth with 2 or more terraces. At the time of the passing away of Tathagat and after his cremation, a dispute broke out between various kingdoms over the ownership of his relics. Eventually, a Brahmin named Drona resolved this dispute by dividing the relics into 8 portions and distributing them between various kingdoms, tribes, and individuals. The golden Burmese stupa piercing the blue sky seems heavenly. while the Chinese monastery at Kushinagar reflects the Chinese way of Buddhism. The Mahachetya of the Wat Thai Kushinara Chalanraj houses the relics of Lord Buddha and is thus called a Dhatu Chetya. His Majesty King Bhumibol of Thailand has graciously given the design and funds for its construction. It is the first ever royal Chetya built outside Thailand. It was the blessing of Buddha that luck favored me, and at the Thai monastery at Kushinagar, I got the rare honor of sharing the daily routine and rituals of the monks. A day in the Thai monastery with the monks enlightened my soul. Blessed and rejuvenated now, I am driving towards a new destination, Kapilvastu. The sight of the ruins of the huge palace of King Shuddhodhan at Kapilvastu transferred my soul thousands of years back. Here in this soil, Prince Siddhartha spent his entire childhood in opulence. It was here he came across the bitter truths of life. Although his father provided Prince Siddhartha with everything they could ever want, the future Buddha felt that material wealth was not life's ultimate goal, and at the age of 29, he left the palace to become an ascetic. Now, I am on my way to Shravasti, the place where Tathagat preferred to stay and preach during the rainy seasons. A beautiful morning at Shravasti turned more meaningful, feeding a flock of ducks and observing their activities silently, a rare moment of happiness that comes from within. Then came the satisfaction of helping a group of monks to reach their destination. What more can you expect from a new morning? The ruins at Sahet, which are supposed to represent Jetwan, have brought to light plinths and foundations of numerous Buddhist structures, like stupas, monasteries and temples, among which Gandhakuti and Kosambi are most significant. A sprawling 32-acre lush green area, Jetwan, is a symbol of exemplary devotion of a rich businessman, Sudatta, later known as Sarnath Pindak. He carpeted the entire area with 10 million gold coins and bought it for Lord Buddha. This temple is believed to stand on the spot of the original edifice called Gandhkuti, built by Nath Pindak when he laid the Jetwan monastery. Gandhkuti is one of the most sacred places here at Jetwan, having been hallowed by the presence of Lord Buddha himself. At Gandhkuti, it seems like Lord Buddha is sitting nearby with a tranquil and peaceful smile and responding to our silent chants and wishes. This is the Dhamsabha, the place where Buddha used to preach during his many years here at Jetwan. The Bodhi tree is one of the oldest and most revered symbols in Buddhism. It is believed that this is a sapling of the original tree at Bodh Gaya, under which Lord Buddha attained enlightenment. Such is the glory of Lord Buddha that whatever he touched became immortal. This Anand Bodhi tree has become a place of reverence for pilgrims. This monument at Mahet is called Pakki Kuti. It is identified with the stupa of Unglimala. This is the cave of the dreaded dacoit Angulimal, who later became an ardent follower of Lord Buddha. This is the most important excavated structure at Mahet and is known as Kachi Kuti. It's identified with the stupa of Sudatta, popularly known as Nath Pindak. The tradition of devotion started by Nath Pindak still continues in Dane Maha Mongkol Chai. This unique meditation center for world peace was set up by Maha Upasika Sittipol Bongkot of Thailand. A 33-meter high golden Maha Mongkol Chai Buddha statue bestows blessings on the whole of mankind across caste, creed and religion. Similarly, the Hall for Holy Life, a meditation hall, has become a center to cultivate the hearts and minds of people across the globe with the true essence of peace, tranquility, and happiness. After a long enlightened journey across Uttar Pradesh, I am driving towards my last destination, Kisa, near Farrukhabad. Kisa is another popular Buddhist destination. It is the only place that houses a unique Ashokan symbol with an elephant on top, instead of the widely popular 4 adorned lions. The peaceful and vibrant monasteries of different countries at Kisa are a refuge for seekers of truth, inner peace, and for the followers of Tathagat. Uttar Pradesh is truly the cradle of Buddhism, and I've been extremely fortunate to share the same space and walk in the dust touched by the feet of Buddha. The places he lived, preached, meditated, and spent his last days. His fragrance still lingers on in Uttar Pradesh, the land of Buddha.